Hi, seventh graders. Welcome to my virtual classroom. So when you watch my video, it's kind of cool because you can stop it and start it. You can rewatch things over again. So the lesson is more tailored to you than what it usually is. We're going to do lesson 6-4. This is solving two-step equations, and we're kind of putting together the things that we've done in the past. That's why we have to be really, really good at solving those one-step ones, because we're going to use that in the next few days. So first, I just wanted to quick go over some of the things that we did in the last few lessons, and I'm going to start up here in this corner, right up here. I have 59 plus D equals 146. Now to solve this, I have to look to see what's happening. Am I adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing? In this problem, I'm adding. It says 59 plus D equals 146. I need to get D by itself, and to do that, I'm going to work with the 59. The sign in front of 59 would be a positive, so I'm going to subtract 59 from this side, which leaves this all by itself on one side. I'm going to subtract 59 from this side. 14, 13, 16 is to be 7. 87, D is going to equal 87. I'm going to go down below here, down here. And I have 8D equals 64. Now, what kind of problem is this? If I look like 8 and D, that should give it away. It's a multiplication problem. So to undo multiplication, I'm going to divide 8. Remember, D needs to be by itself. And I'm going to divide 8 on the other side, and I get D equals 8. Up top, now I have R minus 98 equals 55. Since I'm subtracting in the problem, I need to add to cancel out. So I'm going to add 98 to this side, and I'm going to do that to the other side. So I get 13, carry the 1, I have 153, I believe. R equals 153. Now down below, this is the one where a lot of us had problems yesterday or the other day. It says A divided by 15 equals 2. Now, since I have division going on in the problem, I have to multiply to undo. So I'm going to times by 15 here, and I'm going to times by 15 here, and I would have A equals 30. Okay? Hopefully this rings a bell because we're going to be doing this again today. Now, solving two-step equations is going to be the same thing as solving our one step. We're still going to consider it a balance. The equal sign is still going to go here. And so I want you to picture a balance in your mind when we're doing these things today. All right, two-step equations. Okay, I have steps for you because some people are step people. They like to know what comes first, what comes second, what comes third, and so they can solve the problem pretty easily. So I actually made some steps. So when you have two steps, and I'll show you what this means in a second. What is two-step equations? What do they even look like? But let's look at the steps first. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to find your variable. Like what side is it on? What number is it with? Then step 2, you're going to look and you're going to complete the addition or subtraction first. So you're going to undo the addition or undo the subtraction first. And then the third step, you're going to either complete the division or the multiplication. So go ahead and get these written down in your notebook, and you can pause me, and you can start me back up again. Okay, so I'm going to keep going here. This is what a two-step equation looks like. So I'm going to look at this one up top first. It says 3p minus 10 equals 8. The reason why we call this two steps is because there's two different operations going on here. We have 3p. We know this is multiplying, and then we have minus 10, and we know this is subtracting. So we know there's two things happening here. That's why we call it two-step equation. So I have 3p minus 10 equals 8. Now don't forget, same thing goes. If you do one side, you have to do the other side, like what we talked about, a balance. So the first thing, if you look back at your steps, the first one was locate the variable, okay, CP. Second one was complete your addition and your addition or your subtraction. So I'm going to worry about this first. I want to cancel this out first because I want to know what the number was before I subtracted that 10 from it. So I'm going to add 10 because I'm going to cancel out my addition or my subtraction first. Okay? Now, if I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other side. So I'm going to add 10 to this side. Now, somebody asked me the other day why I make this big line like this, and it's for two-step equations. So it tells me what step I'm doing next. So 8 plus 10 is going to be 18. Now I'm going to bring down everything else in this equation I did not use yet. So I'm going to bring down my 3p. Okay, so this step, I did my addition. Okay, now what do you think this step's going to be? This is like just that one step equation, we have multiplication. So if I have 3p equals 18, what am I doing here? I'm multiplying, and I'm going to divide by 3 to get rid of it. I'm going to do it on both sides, and I have p equals 6. Now if I want to know if I'm correct, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to go back to my original. 3 times 6, because if p is 6, I'm going to substitute it in. Minus 10, does that equal 8? Well, let's see. This would be 18 minus 10. That equals 8, so it checks out. So one step at a time. All right, so let's do the next one. Move him away, move him here. This time, I have 3w plus 3 equals 9. So the first thing I'm going to do is I find my variable, there's w. My second step was work with the addition and subtraction. Well, I have plus 3 here, and I want to cancel this out right away because like I said, I want to know what the number was before I added 3 to it. So let's see, we're going to subtract 3 to cancel out, and I'm going to do it on both sides. So now I have 3w, I'm bringing what I have down, what I have left over, equals 9 minus 3 was 6. Now it's my 3w equals 6. How do I solve this? Well, 3 times w, I have to divide to get rid of it. Same thing on this side, and I have w equals 2. Now if I put 2 back in, 3 times 2 is 6, plus 3 is 9, and it checks out. Okay, let's do a few more together. Let's do this one right up here. Notice that even though it says solve for yourself, we're going to do some together yet. So this is 31 equals 7x minus 11. Notice that the 31 is on the other side, not a big deal, but we're still always going to work with the side that has the variable. Remember that was the thing before? We're always working with the side that has the variable. So I have 7x minus 11. Now my first step, find the variable, got it. Second step, figure out what I'm going to do with my minus 11. Am I going to add to cancel it out or subtract it? Since I'm minusing 11, I'm going to add to it. And if I do it to this side, I have to do it to the other side of the equal sign. So now I have 42 equals 7x. I'm bringing everything down that I did not use. Got to have x by itself yet. I'm going to divide by 7 on both sides of the equal sign, and I have 6 equals x. Why don't you go ahead and try one by yourself. You can go ahead and try the one up here by yourself. 6q minus 18 equals 30. There you go. Go ahead and try it by yourself. Remember my rules. Remember my steps. Okay, so the first thing, found the variable, got it. Second thing, I'm going to look at my minus 18 because I want to get rid of this first. Like I said, I want to see what the answer was before I minus any 18, which is 48 equals, and I'm going to bring everything else down I did not use. Okay, divide by my 6, divide by my 6. Let's see, 6 times 8 is 48, so Q equals, oh, I'm sorry, 6 times 8 would be 8. Oops. If I put it back in, it should check out. Let's try a few more by yourself. You try these two by yourself. Pause my video, and I want you to try these two in your notebook by yourself. Okay, I'm going to get started on this one right here. I'm going to minus 21 from both sides. So I have negative 2x equals 14. Divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. X should be negative 7. So hopefully I get that one right. Okay, this one over here, I'm going to minus 20. And minus 20. I have 4k equals 12. Divide by 4, divide by 4. This cancels out. K equals 3. Hopefully you're getting the hang of this and catching on. One I want to try, I for sure want to do this one up on top here because that one has a negative end. I want to make sure that we can remember how to do those again. So if you just quick watch with me, I'm going to minus 1 and I'm going to minus 1. Okay, so I have 3m equals, now here, look at it, negative 11 minus 1. This is a keep, change, change. So this would be negative 12. Divide by 3, divide by 3, m is negative 4. So careful with keep, change, change. Okay, if you want to try a few more, you can try a few of these. And I don't care if you check with a partner or put your answer back in and figure out if you're right. I know for sure, I think this one is, let's see, minus 11. And then you have 5x equals 15. No, yeah, 15. Divide by 5, divide by 5. X here is going to be 3. Minus 16, minus 16. This is keep, change, change. It's going to be negative 24 equals 6m. Divide by 6, divide by 6. M is negative 4. Okay. The last thing I want to quick talk about, I'm going to have a few story problems in here, but I'm not going to worry about those today with you guys. We're going to talk about this again on the next time I see you. But I really want to talk about if you have a fraction as a coefficient. Okay, let's do this one together. I'm going to add 2, and I'm going to add 2. So I get half x equals 14. Now you have a fraction as your coefficient. So this is what we did the other day when we solved with rational coefficients. You can divide by half. You can divide by half. See how they put everything together for us? They pretty much picked it apart for us, so to teach us every single part that we would have to use here in two-step equations. So my x would be 28. And you might not think that's right, but if you put it in and think about it, and you say, okay, well, what's half of 28 plus 2? Is that equal 12? Well, half of 28 is 14, right? Plus 2, something's wrong there. What did I do? 14. Oh, it was minus 2, not plus 2. This should have been a subtraction. There we go. Now it's going to work. Perfect. So this should have been a minus 2 at the beginning. So this is just another, you might have a fraction as a coefficient too, so I want to make sure that you saw everything. Hopefully you took some good notes and can at least try a few on your own. We're gonna, like I said, we're going to talk about this again on Monday. So if you have any questions, make sure you write them down or circle something in your notebook and we can talk about it when I see you next. So thanks for watching and have a good rest of your day.